to start this journey. But before that, I want to cue intro first. Yep. So that was the intro. If you don't know, I prefer to make it like a talk show kind of thing. So just to make sure that we are in the mood, but also to make sure that you also sit in one corner. Make sure that you plug in your earpiece because this 1 hour is going to be tight packed with a lot of information. But I do want to say hi to everyone here. So I want to pop you guys in. So hi Ellen. Hi SEO King as usual. Thanks for joining me in the podcast. Hi Serene. Hi ED64 and hi Ush Fitness Ying. Hi Ying. Hi everyone. Yep. So I hope you guys are ready to listen because it's gonna be a lot. And today is the 18th June episode. And if you're new here, I just wanted to kind of share with you why we started this live show thing that Janine wanted to kind of also pop by because I've seen a lot of people since COVID having issues to brand themselves, especially from the offline field to the online field. And I feel like there's a big gap that people are not addressing. And I notice the things that they do offline are actually not very helpful online. And they are unable to translate their service and translate their brand across the board. And this is why I came in and I wanted to kind of show up every single week. Sorry, I actually drank coffee, so my voice are a little bit like husky. But anyway, so this show came during COVID. I wanted to kind of show up every single week for people that really wants to learn about video marketing or marketing per se for their personal brand or for their company because I'm here to actually focus on saving you time, saving you more money, and of course, create your own video marketing tool. Hi Renee. Welcome to this is the second time you came in, right? So yeah, welcome again. Yeah, so if you're a solopreneur, a trainer or coach, especially for this episode because it's tailored for that. If you want to create your own video marketing, do say hi in the chat. Do let me know that you're eager to start. And this episode is perfect for you because it's really about building your own brand. And video is a very good tool to spread your emotion, spread your passion. It's like, how strong that I'm giving you. You could feel the energy that I'm giving you right now because video could do that. Pictures and other content might not be the best tool, but I can guarantee you that actually video could do that. Yeah. So like what Janine said, feel free to ask any questions in between the session. I will actually address towards the end. But I already know that I have one question from Ellen, which I will address later. No worries. I'm not skipping any questions as much as I can. I'm really taking notes of the comments. So no need to worry. Just keep typing in and I will address it later on. And if you're already here, also do say hi and share with the rest like how much you have learned. I would love to let the newcomers feel welcome too. Yeah, so again, I want to thank Janine for inviting me into this whole community. I think it's a tight group community that needs help, and I would love to give the value towards the end. Yeah, so and anyway, towards the end of this show, I also want to have a pilot offer project that I want you guys to be part of if you're interested in. So do stay tuned for that as I will address it later on. And without delaying, I will dive right into today's topic. Yeah, so I want to kind of introduce to you why do we actually start video marketing in the first place. So I'll be covering through how you elevate yourself through these 3 types of videos. And of course, the 5 elements of a good video. And we will end with how to create good video with a low budget, which is I think everybody is interested about. Like, okay, the truth about having low budget, right, is true. Like the myth is, right, which I ask a lot of people, they actually think that you actually need a lot of tools to actually get started. But actually the fact is you don't need a lot of tools to actually get started. And you'll be surprised because you only need like 3 tools to kickstart because that's all you need. Like whatever that I'm using right now is a bit overwhelming. I think even the quality itself is overwhelming, but the fact is I can do with lower budget and this whole thing can still look equally amazing. Yeah. Hi Shirley. Welcome to you joining on the YouTube channel on the live stream. Okay, So before we go into the topic itself, right, I want to kind of address the pain point. And if I hit one of your pain points, right, do feel free to kind of say like it's me, or like to just show me in the comments that you agrees or something. Yeah. So the pain points that people actually share with me are usually the equipment. So they don't have the equipment, that they don't know how to start. I know Shirley is one of them that actually asked me about what equipments to use, what editing software to use. But I simplify the process for her, and that actually helps her a lot. And another pain point is the belief, the self-belief, the self-doubt. Like you don't know how, you're not confident in speaking to camera. Maybe you're camera shy. But you have vast knowledge of fitness and maybe financial. If you're a financial consultant, you might have a lot of knowledge, but you are not giving the right value to your clients, and that's why there's a misgap to what you are sharing. And feel free to share your own pain points, because I really want to know, based on your pain point, what I could better add into today's Q&A also. So I could craft better and impromptu some of these tips to you guys if you have any pain points. Yeah, see, Shirley, I know you are facing this problem, but I'm glad that I could give you the value that you need. Okay, yeah. So these are like the few issues, and I think one more issue is like how like you will feel burnt out. You will feel burnt out, or maybe you don't have the creative drive. Like you don't know where to get started. You are like kind of like all over the place. You want to create your content, but then it's because it's every single week, but you feel overwhelmed. And I will offer something later that could ease that pain. And if you need it, just give me a thumbs up on the in this stream so that I know that you need it. Then I will kind of share the link later on. Okay, so I want to share the slide. So I just gonna kind of share like the whole video market right now, or basically like digital media. 82% of the people are actually like in the global market, internet, right, will come into video content, will come into or from for the video marketing content and also video streaming. If you do not know, I bet 100% right now, these 14 people that are watching, you are watching at least 1 or 2 videos a day, and that is a confirm, and it's gonna be the norm in the future on how we consume our information and our data. And this is something that is unavoidable, especially for COVID that struck us so suddenly, right? It's something that is gonna be there for a while. And it actually changes how our video production industry also, like how people are actually embracing this change. And they know, like even clients working with me right now know the importance of applying video into their market, but of course they are shrinking it. They are getting in-house people to actually create, which is very close to what you guys are also doing. Would want to put that element, that tool into your own pocket, and to be able to use it, in different situations, which later we will share with you the 3 different types of videos that is very handy, especially if you are a solopreneur. Yeah. And yep, I got another question. I will also address it later on. Okay, next slide. So okay, this is the 3 main types of video. It's a must-have. I personally have done all 3 of them, and it's very, very handy. I have seen results with it, and this is why I wanted to kind of branch it into these 3. There are actually more types of videos that you could do, but I want to simplify because it's an hour thing, right? It's a nugget. It's a handful of nuggets that you could use right now. So branding videos is one of them, and it's important that you know the why. And when I give these 3 types, I will also explain why you need it. Yeah. So why you actually need branding videos. So branding videos is basically like your introduction and what you do, and you have to share, like you can introduce to the world why you do what you do. I think this phrase is important because as a brand by itself, branding is actually an image. Branding is an illusion. Your brand might not fit your personality, but you could do it as the same, or you could do it differently, because we have seen a situation where the personality doesn't match the company brand. Like maybe they are a person that is very hyper and stuff, but then their brand are more mellow. So you have to kind of take note, like what makes your brand your brand. Like you could actually ask the community or their past clients and your clients, what are your things that make yourself unique. your USP. You have to know what makes you unique, and what like what Alan actually asked. Actually, his question is, what colors, right? Let me see the questions. What are the colors that stand out in a photo, right? It could be brands. It could be a branding color. So it really depends on your brand. What people think about your brand. Like for me, I choose green, because I have a lot of greens and plants and stuff like that. And that's why my presentation also matched into. That's why I want to choose something that is more green and more like, I purposely choose that, knowing that when I'm doing presentation, there will be plants at the back. And knowing that it matches lah. So it's intentional. It's not just plugging any Google slide and just do, but with the intention of doing it. So when you talk about colors, you have to make sure that people recognize you by that color. Like McDonald's is red, Starbucks is green. Yeah, so things like that. It is not like what is the in-trend color, but it's really what your color is. Yeah, so that's like answering half your questions lah. And this is what branding is about lah. So I wanted to kind of address that. And okay, the first why you should do branding is because you want to build trust. It's very important that video translate that, because you could be able to touch your consumer across the screen to show how genuine you are, and be able to pop in, day out with your face, give a personal touch to it. And personal brand is something that people cannot mimic, because you are who you are, and there is no way that I could mimic Janine. If Janine have her own personal brand, I can't be copying her. Just the gender itself doesn't really make sense, and her target audience might not be my own target audience. So you create this trust that people are looking for. And I always use a very good example. Like imagine you have to close your eyes and imagine right now that you are you are going to a party, and you can't be going to a stranger and say like, hey, I'm selling this service, hey, I'm selling this product, right? It doesn't make sense, right? People just be scared, like who is this stranger, like suddenly just come in and talk to me like that. You have to treat it like a friendship. When you're going to social media, it's like building a friendship. You can't just go in and just barge into people's space. You have to introduce yourself like, hey, I'm blah blah blah, I do this and do that. But of course you don't go straight to the product lah. I mean, you could give people value first, then you give them like a suggestion and stuff which is maybe tailored to you. And that's where copywriting is very important. But today's topic is not about copywriting, but something that you should take note when you're doing video. You can't just put information out there. You have to be very, very strategic. Yeah. So this is one of the positive part that why you should do branding video. And of course the third reason why you should do it is because you create awareness. You create a positive impression. Again, it's about illusion. And sadly to say, a lot of people abuse it lah. Please make sure that you are presenting yourself as yourself. Don't create a persona, because I have seen a lot of people making this mistake, which is quite a bad mistake lah. They like to create a whole new self and portray themselves online like that, when their real self is not like that. And the sad thing about it is people can smell the, sorry, pardon my language, is the BS, because if you are being genuine, people could actually see it from the video, or people could see the content that you churn out. But if you have an intention that is just purely going to selling and creating sales, then you're doing it all wrong, because again, social media is social, right? You can't be creating a video that is just talking about your product. And again, one good quote that I always give is, if you only know about your product in creating a social media content, right, then you are not doing it right. Because if people really want to be interested in your product, they will just go straight and ask. But you need to create a trust before you could actually give the sales pitch lah. But without giving value and just kind of giving out, for example, for fitness, you can't just keep giving like exercise routine, because I can go online and Google easily all your regime and stuff like that. I would say that what could break the ice is ask people about their pinpoint. What problems are they facing to prevent them from doing like a certain fitness like a workout? There must be something. So it could be time commitment. It could be like just the mental block. And you if you could give them these answers, that people are finding, which is, if you had to do good research, you had to go and ask how people are feeling, why aren't they doing something about it. Then from there you could backtrack to create a branding video that crafts, that relates to them. Yeah, and you have to kind of keep doing this self-updating thing so that you are not just selling a product, but then you are knowing people's pain point, then you give the right product through that video, through that branding video. Because you know people's pain and you share it through your branding video. Because you are sharing why you do this particular industry in the first place, right? Knowing why, there's a lot of problems, and that's why you wanted to kind of be part of this fitness industry to help shape people. Yeah. Things like that. Only you could do it. I can't do it for you. You have to go and figure out your branding, your style that could shape your business. Yeah. So yeah, this is something, and another thing that I felt that is relevant is a lot of people like to show their skin when they're doing fitness, and in the Instagram is all flooding with people with six-pack and stuff, but it doesn't have to be like that. I know sex sells, like good bodies and shape. This is one of the sad truth lah. Sex really sells, power really sells, but there are other ways to touch people's heart. Like you could shape it in other shapes and form, as long as you hit people's pinpoint. But this is where you have to do your homework. You have to go and be curious. You have to go to ask. You have to go and figure it out why is it like that. And when you shape your videos, it could be more relevant to that. Eugene also said, nice one. Fit pros are concerned about YouTube videos versus their craft. Yeah, it is like that. The sad truth is, you have to. They are more concerned about how to get rich, which is also one of the things that I'll be sharing later. Sad to say, because you are playing the social media game, right? You are under YouTube, Instagram, Facebook's control. How their algorithm works directly affect how you create your content also. So though we have to brush up our craft, but then you also have to make sure that your videos and your contents are optimized for the platform, and that would make or break your video. Because how could someone click into your content when they see, go to for example YouTube, you have to see their titles first, their description, how well they write their copyright, and of course their thumbnail, right? If these two things fails, right, in the first place, even if you have the best content that you actually ever created in the world, no one will actually watch, because you fail to optimize your video. And this is something that is very sad, because I have seen a lot of good trainers that they have very, very good content, but they don't put any effort in their description. They don't put any effort to connect with their clients, because they write very poorly. It's not enough for me to get intrigued to watch their video. And this is something that is a sad truth lah, because there's a disconnect. Offline, you could be very, very good in person. You could sell the best thing in the world. You could do the best fitness and stuff. And people believe, because it's a one-on-one thing and there's no distraction. But online space is different. There's a lot of noise that's coming. What makes you different from other fitness trainers? And this is where your branding makes a big, big, big impact. Yeah. So let me go to the next slide. Yeah, then the next video is testimonials videos. If you don't know, testimonial video is the best, because it's a non-salesy way of selling yourself. Because the first, pardon my first one, the motivate newcomers, the W is a bit off. First, also why it's important is because testimonials motivates newcomers. So people maybe they are on the fence of signing you as a trainer and stuff like that. Having a testimonial give the newcomers an insight, how people feel when working with you, how people feel after your program, what kind of benefits you gave, maybe some pointers that make you unique. A good example that I always use is dog trainers. So imagine there are 100 dog trainers. Then one particular one that is very, very good at training very fierce dogs, very aggressive dogs. Then this is how they differentiate between the 100 dog trainers. You could be a fitness instructor, you could be a fitness instructor, you could be a fitness instructor. But what makes you unique from the rest? You could be targeting people that are in the elderly. Maybe you are very good at training elderly clients, because you have a specialized program that could help them. Or you could be very good at athletes. That means you could condition them to become athletes. Yeah, this is another thing that could make yourself unique. So I always say riches is in the niches. So if you could niche yourself, you could explore what niche that people feel like you have. That could be some area that you could start digging, because that makes you easier to sell to people rather than you just tell people I do fitness. Because as a outsider, because I'm not in the fitness industry, I don't really know what's the current temperament, but as an outsider, I would rather go to a specialist as to compare to a general person that do fitness, because I know the person could train me very well in a particular area without much effort because of how niche and how their testimonial shape. Yeah. So the next benefit is, again, like what I mentioned just now, you allow new users to actually find out what is the process like. It's very important because as a newcomer, I don't really know what you do. And the best way to see is like telling your past clients about, hey, how does it feel after doing it? Even you could show like a short clip of people just went through the first session and just share how they felt and how's the engagement like within the trainer and the past client. Then they could share that, and that gives a very, very huge insight for people that wants to make the decision or not. Just one video, I mean, you could do a couple just to address different things, but just one video could answer so many questions. And the funny thing is you're not even selling it. You're just trying to share their experience, and people want to feel the emotions, feel the outcome, because video could do that, which other medium can't do it lah. Yeah. Then of course the last one, it increase your brand image and it educates your potential clients. Yeah. Again, it's about the branding image, and if you have a lot of positive videos, right? It just give an impression like, wow, okay, Yan Chong know what he's doing. Yan Chong really do all this already. Like the clients are all so confident about him. That means he really know what he's doing lah. And it is easier to close the deal with all these testimonial things start coming. Not say all the time, but you don't have to keep doing like 5 videos in a row. You could subtly kind of like bump into it with your own flavor and stuff like that. And that creates a big difference in terms of your branding. Yeah. So the next one, FAQ videos. Why FAQ videos? FAQ videos is just usually answer like one question at a time. So maybe usually it's the how-tos lah. Like they have a certain issue. Like just now, Alan asked about the color thing. So I could use that as a FAQ video. I could purposely create like a short 1 minute video about that, and just me answering that just now that question, that already can become quality content, because I know people are looking for that. That means you could have other people that are looking for such content, which I could jolly well create it and test and observe how people actually see about it. That means people are actually thinking about branding with colors. I might not think that it could be relevant, but because he educated me, so it's like a two-way street. I don't necessarily know what everybody is thinking, but if I'm curious enough to ask, because without me asking, he won't even start asking. So me asking what's important could shape my FAQ video much more accurately. So it definitely gives value. It definitely gains trust because you instantly solve your client's issue. And if you could mind read the person mindset, that means if the FAQ video comes in a sense that they haven't even start trying to ask you, you already provided this FAQ video, that gives them the impression like, wow, this person already know, means he already went through this so many times that he knows that what issue clients are facing. That gives a lot of confidence boost as a trainer, that I know your issues. It means I don't even need to see you, I already know you have this problem. And it's something that is impressive lah, because I mean that's something that you address way before they actually have this problem. Yeah, and ultimately online community may actually be finding the content lah. Because if you're doing FAQ videos, okay, fun fact, besides Google, like YouTube is the second largest search engine that people are finding information. And basically if you don't know how to do anything, sometimes you just Google or you just go YouTube, right? Then there's tons of how-tos and tons to do what, right? So if you are going into YouTube or if you are going into online space, these are actually answer sheets. So when you see people do it already, right, do the particular video, right, that doesn't mean that you cannot do. That gives you a permission to know that it works, that people are actually looking for it, that you could use it for your potential clients that are actually looking for it. Yeah, so doing that is important because the whole world is looking for information. The whole world is looking for tips and tricks. that gives you an opportunity to go into it and create content. Just the FAQ, we don't even need to go into like workout routines and stuff. You see, I'm trying to give you like a lot of video content tips that shapes around how people think and not what you think, because what you think could be wrong, but what people think is definitely right, because that's what they're actually finding, which is a lot of people do the mistake. They do the other way around. They do the reverse way. Oh, I think my client would think this is helpful, so I will create it. You could do tons of it and it will be a hit and miss, because there's no statistics to prove that it works. But if you're going online, like last week I actually shared in my previous live stream, you could easily go to Amazon, find a book about fitness. They have 10 chapters, for example. 10 chapters break down into semi-chapters. These are the topics that you could actually cover, because people are actually writing books about it. And you could think like, oh, I don't know what to create. There's no content, right? There you go. I give you just one way you can spend the whole afternoon later to go and figure out what people are writing. These are the people that actually create a credentials for themselves, and that's why they have the book. These are proven testimony that could work, and that's why I wanted you to go and try out, because I personally try out, and this is how I found my video marketing content. Because at the start I'm also overwhelmed. How am I going to do every single week without running out of content? And this is how I do it: searching, researching, and asking the people around you. They are the person that will give you the right answer, and not you yourself. You might know the technical stuff, but you don't know what people are thinking, because you're not my reader, right? Yeah. Yup, Janine, I know you are as amazed. Just the FAQ video is really like, bah, so much things for you to kind of like absorb lah. Okay, so I've covered that. So let me go. Okay, so before I go into the next go to the elements, right? To the 5 elements of a good video. I wanted to kind of introduce you to this particular thing that I'm gonna share right now. Email. Yeah, I do have a email list. This is like an interjection kind of time. Have a little break. So I do have an email list that gives you the video marketing guide. So this guide is very, very handy for people that wants to have like a blueprint to start, because this is how I usually start giving value for potential people that really wants to try lah. It's for people that determined to try something using the blueprint, and inside, right, got more types of videos that you could use that I type inside. I think there's like 7 or 8 that you could use it. I'm just sharing 3 already, and that's already quite chunky. And everything is inside. How I walk through with my clients, how we create campaigns, is all inside. I also share a bit of the tools that I use that I'll be sharing later on this. So this is the where am I putting? This is the QR code that you could scan. I'll just kind of leave it a while for you to kind of pop in lah. So later I'll remove it once everybody has a copy of it. Yeah. So in case you need it, email list is there. Okay. Next thing. Yeah. 5 elements of a good video. I mean, this is one of the reasons why you are in here, right? So, I keep it into this series. So it's called HVDOC. If you want to memorize in that way lah, the short acronym. So there are actually 5. Yeah. So, these are the 5s. Okay, this is 1 and 2. So hook and video introduction. Usually they are at the very start of the video. So this is the first element of how you know whether it's a good video, well done or not, or well thought out or not. Because today I'm just gonna use YouTube lah, because YouTube has a very need a very strong sense of video elements to work, because their duration is longer. So having this is important. Having these 5 elements is important. Instagram, Facebook might not use all the elements, but YouTube definitely need all these 5 elements. So usually you want to create a hook or create a video introduction, right? You have to ask these questions. Why should they watch your videos? Why should they stick around? What's in it for them? What pain will you be solving, and what benefits will them be listening to your video? Because you have to give me a reason for me to kind of like go into it, right? You don't just like, I'm doing a video because it's a good content, But then if you don't sell me the idea of watching it, then what's the point of me staying for 5 minutes and watch your content? Yeah, so you had to address it straight away. Like at the very start, before I go into the topic, right? Like going into the show, right? I already went in and tell you, welcome to this show. I'll be talking about XYZ and why I'm doing this and what you should take note of. You see, when I'm telling you this, you already have a mental cue that, okay, so by the end of this, you already know how to create video to empower yourself. So this is the outcome that I'm trying to sell you. So if you go through this process with me, you will be able to create a very good, strong video with a strong intention. Yep. A good hook is important, Eugene. It's important. So, okay, like what I said. So these are the questions that you need to be asking so that you could create a good hook. And a good hook don't have to be very long. Usually people ask me how long should I do a good hook. Ideally is if you can do it within 10 seconds or lesser. Basically it's like a video summary. Like tell people like okay, for example, like hi everyone. So today I'll be talking about blah blah blah. And why you should stay tuned to watch the whole thing is because I could solve blah blah blah. So by that I already know that okay, if I watch this I'll learn this which can solve this certain issue. So this video will give me X so that I could solve Y. Yeah. So doing that gives me outline. Okay, so I watch this, I will be able to solve that. So am I solving this? If I want to solve this, then I must watch this video. So I already filter people out based on that. So people that don't really want to solve certain things, then they can just leave the video, because what we want is genuine quality followers, quality viewers, and not just watching for the sake of watching. Yeah, so you have to give a very good hook with that, or you could plug out one of the video's highlight. If you have a certain quote that you want to use, that is very handy, that could catch people's eye. Like maybe I say something that is very, very valuable, then I plug that 5 seconds, then I put it at the start. Then people hear, wow, so deep, wow, that must be very good. Then that could be a good hook. Or you could share something like, one way is like, do stay tuned because towards the end, we're having this offer at this thing that you don't want to miss out. So people will be intrigued, right? Or another way is you create a hook with a question. So it's like, do you know blah 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 blah? Then they'll be like, oh yeah, I don't know maybe I need to find out more. So it's like, you perk people's attention, and not just like, nah, this is the content I'm giving you. But it's like, so what? You could give me the best fitness workout, like, but so what? Like, okay, yeah lor, fitness workout lor. But you're not telling me what's the outcome, so that you could attain 6-pack, for example. I don't know. So you could have a healthier living, Yeah. So or maybe you could say, yeah, this is the 3 things, that 3 mistakes that people actually do when they are dieting. Then they'll be like, oh, what's that 3 thing? Interesting. Then okay, then I will want to continue to watch because you want to follow the 1, 2, and 3 So it's like a listicle lah. So instead of doing a listicle picture or like a poster, you are giving a listicle through videos. Then you can explain why this 3 is important. Yeah, so these are the hook that you could consider. Then video introduction is just like, hi, my name is blah blah blah. What is this channel about? If I'm joining this YouTube channel, what is it about? If I'm joining this Instagram, what is this about? If I'm joining this Facebook group, what is it about? What's the deal of you to creating this? Like for me, I have a video marketing academy on Facebook. I'll be like, okay, this video marketing academy is about, giving value, and you could all share your video that could be reviewed, and we can all learn as a group lah, as a community lah. Because I don't believe in me throwing content out, but I believe everybody could help each other by just throwing content, and we can share our feedbacks together. Yeah, so this is just a very clear hook, a clear video introduction. That why I do what I do. Like before I start this show, I also share why I do what I do, right? I see a lot of people having issues, and that's why I wanted to kind of do week in, week out to make sure that I give the value that they need so that they could start their video marketing journey by themselves. As simple as that. Okay, the third one of the 5 elements is to deliver your bloody content. Okay, so pardon my language again, because I have seen a lot of people not doing that. Sadly to say, they like to yap, and maybe they don't write their script, or sometimes they write to the T, and they yap a lot. Sometimes if you don't write your structure of the video, you'll notice that you sidetrack a lot. You'll talk about something else. Then sad to say, there's a lot of people that is doing this mistake. They like to not deliver the content, but then they go one whole round to talk about grandmother's story just to talk about certain things. And I did a poll before on Facebook. I went to ask the community and asked like, hey, what do you guys think about video content? What's the most biggest turn off for video content? It could be live stream, it could be pre-recorded, it could be YouTube, it could be Facebook, it could be everything lah. And the most irritated one that people got is they yap a lot, they talk off point, and the worst part is their video is super long. When I say super long, right, you'll be like, oh, is it 20 minutes? Is it no? It's actually like if it's more than 10 minutes, right, and people can't get the value out of it, they leave. Of course, live stream is a little bit different because this is like a little mini workshop, so people are more able to accept longer durations. But for this itself, people cannot accept. People just cannot accept long videos. So try to keep your videos very short, like maybe 6-7 minutes, like the max you could go, unless you are giving value. And if you haven't created any YouTube videos before, right? The fun fact is, you can study people's retention rate. So how long can they retain and watch your video? Most of the videos that I do right now is about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. That's how much people actually watch and leave. So within 2.5 minutes, people will leave. So could you actually imagine that you do an 8-minute video that people actually watch 2 minutes? That's like 20% of your whole video, 20-25%. And you have to think about it. If they are not even watching 25% of it, then what's the point of you doing a 20 minutes video or like a 15 minutes video? So because it's not intriguing enough for people to keep watching. And that's why you need the hook and you need the next thing, which is the fourth thing is the bonus or the offer that adds value to your video. That means when your video is still running, you are constantly reminding people that, hey, I'm giving you a bonus, I'm giving you an offer. I mean, you don't have to do it all the time, but this is just one of these things that usually people use it to continue to hook it. So every now and then I'll remind people that, hey, if you watch towards the end, you have this offer, but you don't have to do it all the time. This is just one way, one element that I feel that could show that you actually want to retain your viewers and not just throw your content. Because I know right now, every single people watching, your content are very strong already. It's just how you deliver it, which is something that a lot of people are not doing well enough, which is very sad. So this is something that you should take note. Always make sure that the bonus and the offer is clear. And if you could even read their minds before you give the offer, that will be even better. Like maybe they come in for particular X content, but you know at the back of their head, they might be looking at for Y also. A Y content. So you could add it in, like maybe you write a how to do this. But if you add something, another thing called the why you need to do this, then people will be like, oh, okay, so he actually explained why you should do it before you teach you how to do it. So you give them like a two perspective of one video that gives very, very strong my reading skills and people will be impressed. And by you doing that, right, you already tell people that you know what you're saying and not just chanting listicles only. Yeah, so it's important that you always support what your offer is, or your bonuses is. Yeah. Then comes the next point. The call to action. A lot of people don't do it. Sometimes they forget that they need to do it. It applies across the board. Live stream, Instagram, Facebook video, anything that you do, even captions that you write, needs to have some sort of call to action. If you don't have call to action, people don't know what to do. You have to say so that people will do. People are quite dumb like that. So you need to tell them where to go, where you want them to go after that, and what do you want them to do next. Because it's very straightforward. Social media is like that. You don't ask, they don't do. So tell them to go there somewhere. The video should lead to somewhere. Like, are you inviting them to a group? Are you and also you have to ask yourself what is the purpose of the video and what is the outcome that you want. Like after doing so many videos, you should have something that get them curious to have more, right? So you could tell them that, oh, okay, next week I'm doing this video about blah blah blah. So people will be like, oh, okay, so if I watch this, I could have another topic that is about that, but it's more in depth or maybe a co-related topic. Yeah. So maybe you talk about upper body chest workout or something. You might want to have like a or like next week I'll be talking about core, how you should strengthen your core, because even have a very strong upper body, if your core is weak, people might not be doing it correctly. So I want to kind of teach you that. Yeah, then people will be like, oh, correlate. So you are giving an offer that people could actually follow up. So people would continue to stay into your channel, because the hardest part is actually attracting new customers or new viewers to your particular channel. It's actually easier to retain them if you tell them what to do. So spend some time thinking about your call to action. It could be, okay, I split into three types of ask. You could have a small ask, which is like, okay, so like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is like the most straightforward thing. So what I want you to do is give me a like in YouTube, give me a subscribe or a comment right now. I'm not teaching, but now I'm shamelessly plugging in that because it could. One of the reasons why ask you to like this is because it does help YouTube algorithm to recognize you as a good content, so that when people see, oh, okay, all of people actually like it, which means in return YouTube will tell the channels that, hey, this channel is good, pump the content up. It's actually same for Facebook and for Instagram. The algorithm in all three platforms will tell the public like, hey, this content is good because people are actually liking it, people are actually watching it, which is something that what we all want, right? Like basically retain their attention and be able to spread the word. Or the second ask is you can have a bigger ask, which is like an email opt-in or link magnet. So like what I did just now, again, shameless plug, the free marketing guide, that I use it for people that would want to have the guide. And in return, they could pass me their emails, and this is how I ask. This is a bigger ask lah. But that's after you you give the value that you are supposed to give, not the phony kind of give value. Like when I'm doing this kind of sharing, I don't keep secrets. I make sure that I give the right value so that you could straight away do it and you won't find any loopholes. Yeah, you don't just give like half of it and expect people to believe, because once you lose the trust, then you lose a customer because of that. Potentially. And thanks Eugene for like and comment, very helpful. And of course the third ask is the huge ask. Cause this is where the sales come in, and that's where what all people want, right? Like you wanna ask for a sale, you will be giving this program that is X amount of money, but they must feel your realness lah. It can't be like every time you do, then your call to action is a sale, but it's a build up. So online also have an online customer journey. If you guys don't know, I actually create. I covered this particular topic last week about online customer journey, and the online journey needs to slowly nurture to become a point where when you do a sales, it's much easier to pitch as compared to a complete stranger. Again, we don't just sell directly to the first thing that they see. It just doesn't make sense. It's like it's like everyone dodging insurance agent when you see in the MRT station, right? Because they are strangers. So that's why they don't do very well, because they just go straight to your face and ask. This is something that is a huge no-no, especially on the online community. If offline doesn't work, online doesn't work, confirm cannot work. Yeah. So don't always do it on a huge ask. Just do small asks like that. And it's easier because it's easier to digest, easier to execute, because there's no losing out for you guys, right? Giving a like or giving a comment doesn't hurt anyone. Yeah. So it's easier because you get them acclimatized to the call to action. Yeah, you don't. You have to let them practice it lah. So I always tell my viewers that are watching on live stream, don't be shy, just ask, so that they will get acclimatized to asking questions. It's just like a behavior training lah. So yeah, that is the call to action part, which is very important. Yeah. So before I go to the basic tools, we are still on time. I'd like to introduce you to the Facebook group, which is the Video Marketing Academy group. It's a free group that I created so that people that wants to do video or marketing, that you have certain content that you create but you're not so sure, you don't want to show to the whole world, but you want to share within this group. It's a very safe group that we could give reviews, or we could have case study. If you are not sure, you could put your case study inside, like, hey, Yan Chong or the rest of the community, could you give me some comments about this video that I'm going to churn out, or how is my profile looking like? Is it okay? Is there a way that I could do? This is an initiative that I created for like-minded individuals lah. So I will churn out weekly contents also, like to brush out your marketing or to brush out your video, how you could increase lah. So it's almost like an alternate day thing that I'll pump in content inside. And because it's a group, you guys could also pump in content inside that's relevant to video marketing. Yeah, so that is the Facebook group. So this is the QR code. If you need it, it's right here. Yeah, so that's the introduction that I want to give. So thanks for that. Okay, the next one. So this is the basic tools to get you started. Prepare your phone. I know Jenny is preparing because I can see her phone popping out in her Skype. She's laughing right now. I can see her doing that. Okay, so the basic tools to get started. I can tell you, you'll be shocked. You'll be like, oh wow, there's nothing and like, you sure or not? That kind of thing. So the tool that I'm going to introduce is actually 3. It's your phone, a ring light, and a lapel mic. I'm literally using what I'm using right now to teach you guys. I think what's the best example when I'm doing the right thing, right? Of course, the camera I'm using is not an iPhone lah, but you could implement it. So okay, imagine me doing this sharing session using whatever I shared just now. So I have a camera which is an iPhone. If I could host using an iPhone, but I would need a very strong mic. It could be wireless, it could be wired. For me, for my instance, it's wired lah, because this white wire here is actually a wired. And if you are doing like sharing session, all you need is just a camera, a proper audio, and a light. And my light is not even like, you would think that this light that hit my face is like big studio light, but it's not. It's actually this big. That is not even fancy, but you could see a big difference, right? See, this is without light, and this is with light. You see the just these mild changes that I need, and that's why I always emphasize on, you don't need production level, but you at least need something, like to kind of like create an illusion because you when you are creating an online space kind of thing, the visual does matter a little bit, but don't let visual stop you from creating. And this is why I want to make it super simple, because you would think that you need a lot, but actually you don't need a lot. So okay, iPhone, why I use iPhone is entry level, right? iPhone or your Android phone is like straight. You can just straight away film. And what I do to edit is this app called Filmora. Just in case people want to find out their app, just type it out on the Filmora. Yep, it's in the comment section below. You can go to the App Store, both Android and iPhone. I want to make sure that you have no excuse of doing it. But of course, is I think a slight fee to remove the watermark for the video lah. I have tried personally. I have used this and taught students to use for their projects, because I also do education on that. You could easily do it. 70% of what my editing is actually can be done on Filmora. Of course, the more complicated visual stuff you can't execute it, but don't worry about the technical side lah. I want to make sure that you could actually start, so you could film and you can actually do, you can edit in Filmora. Because this episode is not about teaching how to use hands-on. This is just giving you the tools to get started. You can start figuring out how to do it. And if you're not sure, you can just directly message me. And inside Filmora got tracks that is ready for you to use. So like you can plug in the music, you can increase the audio, and you can edit a little bit how your face could look like. All this could be done in Filmora. And you can extract it out straight away. Then of course the ring light is basic setup. So in case the light condition is not good, having a ring light make your face more consistent and make sure that you actually look presentable at least. Then of course the last one is the mic or the lapel. And if you really have no budget, which I don't believe, because government give you money, right? Government give you $600 or $300, right? Don't tell me you can't even use $30-40 to buy a proper mic. Even if you cannot buy it, please tell me you at least have your earpiece for your phone, right? And that makes a big difference as compared to you holding your phone and just talk like that. If you have that, at least, I mean, it's not visually nice because you got a wire dangling here, but you at least will sound super clear, which is what you want, right? When you are teaching someone, you won't like talk from a distance. Like, okay, for example, this is the camera, right? You don't talk like that, right? Now when I'm talking, I might not be as clear as how I talk like just now, right? But if you have a proper, okay, it's example, this is the earpiece, right? This will be as clear as like that. I mean, price difference lah. So you have to take note that, yeah, this is something that you should take note lah. Yeah. Then this is why I wanted to kind of do these 3 tools for you to get started. What is the light called? Okay. The light that you let me know, or you can let Janine know the contact details. Then I will send you a personal link on the tools that I have, because I have a PDF. If not, please scan the QR code for the video marketing the email list, because inside have the PDF. So if you need the tools, I think most of it are actually inside. Even the ring light is inside the PDF. Yeah, so you could use that first. And if not, if it's still not clear, then maybe we can have an outside chat about it. Yeah. So just in case, I flash it out first lah. So this is the tools that you need is inside this particular QR code. Okay. So let me see. Okay, so